Hello and welcome to our first On The Ground series, coming to you from my hometown of Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. Behind me lies one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, the largest curtain of falling water on this planet, and a must-see for anyone's bucket list. Now, in our partnership, we've seen accelerated demand for travel to Zimbabwe and Botswana in the last month or so, based as a result of these countries not being on their red lists. Recently, however, everything changed for our US market, with the United States CDC placing all countries in Africa, other than Zimbabwe, Rwanda and Mauritius, on level 4 travel warning. So I suspect we're going to see more interest in travel to these countries, Zimbabwe, Rwanda and Mauritius, over the next few months. And I thought today it would be interesting to talk about the vaccine rollout, COVID-19 testing, which is going to be with us for a long time to come, and what we would do with you if, God forbid, you fell ill whilst traveling with us. I'm with Dr. Fungai Mavura, the District Medical Officer for Victoria Falls, who really has her finger on the pulse of what's going on here. And I wanted to ask you, Fungai, in the last 12 months, has the infection rate in Victoria Falls been more or less in line with the rest of Africa?
The infection rates have actually been lower than what we anticipated by looking at global trends, and also Vic Falls being a tourist destination. We actually seen lower numbers. Right now we are at about 1 case per 100,000 population. We've got a total of 471 cases since the beginning of the pandemic. So we've been very fortunate in seeing lower numbers than what we anticipated.
Now, the government of Zimbabwe has been rolling out free vaccines countrywide, but I wondered in Victoria Falls how enthusiastically the vaccine's been received here.
The vaccine has been received very enthusiastically. In Victoria Falls, it's a unique setup because we're offering vaccination for all adults in the town. And the responses have been amazing. People came in their numbers. We had to step up our teams. We had to call in extra teams in order to cope with the numbers of people that were coming in. So we've had a very positive response to vaccination against COVID in Victoria Falls.
Now, I got my second vaccine yesterday and I was so happy. Tell me, with the success of the vaccine rollout here, do you think there's a chance that Victoria Falls could be one of the first cities in Africa or the world to achieve herd immunity?
Well done for getting your vaccination done. And yes, I definitely think there's a possibility that we could see herd immunity happening in Victoria Falls. At the moment, we are getting there. We are just shy of 60% of our total population. We've vaccinated 19,200 plus people so far. We've just rolled out second dose vaccination. So we could see Victoria Falls becoming the first city to get herd immunity in Africa, or maybe even internationally and in the world.
Fungai, thank you very much for your insight. Being on the ground in Africa makes it so much easier for us to find partners who meet our exacting standards. And since COVID PCR tests are likely to be a part of our travel lives for the foreseeable future, we partnered with Lancet Laboratories in Victoria Falls, run by the amazing Datenda, who has a great taste for my Chardonnay, so she went straight up in my estimation. She also taught me how to take a PCR test without it being uncomfortable. Datenda, what is the charge for a COVID PCR test in Victoria Falls?
Okay, the charge for a COVID test, if they come to our lab, it's $60 US, but if we go to their hotels or lodges, we charge them $70.
That's perfect. And is the COVID PCR test internationally recognized?
Yes, it is.
And what is the turnaround time?
The turnaround time is 5 hours.
So if you're traveling through Africa and you need to take a COVID test to get back home or to move to your next country, it's really a very simple matter here in Victoria Falls. How to get to Zimbabwe? If you have your own aircraft, you would fly into Harare, the capital city, Victoria Falls, or if you're starting your safari at Singita Pamishana in the south of Zimbabwe, you could fly into Buffalo Range Airport. Commercial flights are offered by Emirates into Harare and by Ethiopian, who have a very convenient service from New York through Addis Ababa, either directly into Victoria Falls or into Harare using a Boeing 787 Dreamliner with lie flat seats in their business class. Once you're here, you're obviously going to be concerned about what might happen if you take ill. Health protocols have of course been an important part of our business for the last 25 plus years. But in these days of COVID, concerns are even more important. Our solution to the problem is to set up a wing of our estate here, 8 miles out of Victoria Falls in the National Park, which is equipped where you can isolate should you need to. God forbid that you're ill, we have the services of a private doctor and a nurse, high flow oxygen, and if it's asymptomatic and you simply need to isolate, well, this is not a bad place to spend 10 days. There's a small gym, there's a pool, and the wildlife and the bush is right behind me and is most attractive. We have access to an air ambulance which could fly you to Harare or to first world medical facilities either in Kenya or South Africa. So we believe we've got all ends covered. At this point in time, I can say to you with great confidence, come on down, it's lovely here. Cheers.